Welcome back to FlyEaglesFly News, where the passion of Eagles fans comes alive with every game. And today, we are diving into a performance that will be remembered for a long time. The Eagles took to the field against the Raiders and frankly, made a statement that no one could ignore. The final score of 310-0 tells the story by itself. But the spectacle went far beyond the numbers. From the first whistle, the team was synchronized, determined, and relentless, showing the kind of dominance that separates contenders from pretenders, even with weather conditions that would challenge any team. The Eagles executed with focus, resilience, and a level of precision that made watching the game an absolute thrill. It was a display of football where every unit contributed, where every player understood their role, and where the synergy between the offense and defense became undeniably clear. On the offensive side, it was a showcase of teamwork and individual brilliance. Jalen Hurts was the conductor, orchestrating plays with calm confidence. Every pass was deliberate, every decision well-timed, and his ability to stay composed under pressure was on full display. There was a rhythm to the offense that had not always been present in previous seasons, and it was apparent that the players around him were responding in kind. Saquon Barkley found space to operate effectively, using his power, vision, and agility to carve up the Raiders' defense. Even as the running game took a few moments to find its pace, once Barkley hit his stride, there was no slowing him down. Complementing him, Tank Bigsby provided critical relief, showing the depth of talent and the strategic use of backups to maintain intensity while protecting key contributors. It was a performance where even role players stepped up, showing that this Eagles roster is not just about a few stars. It is built for cohesion, versatility, and consistency. The offensive line deserves an equally loud round of applause. Jordan Mailata, Cam Jurgens, and their teammates provided a fortress of protection for Hurts, while also creating running lanes that allowed Barkley and Bigsby to consistently gain yardage. Fred Johnson's matchup against Max Crosby was particularly telling. Despite facing a high-caliber opponent, he held his ground, contributing to a line that allowed the quarterback to operate with confidence and freedom. The cohesion of the line allowed the offense to execute at its full potential, combining power, technique, and timing to control the line of scrimmage. Even when mistakes occurred, they were minor, quickly corrected, and never derailed the overall flow of the game. Devonta Smith's performance in the receiving corps was another highlight. His ability to find openings, run precise routes, and make plays after the catch provided a consistent threat that the Raiders simply could not contain. Dallas Goedert contributed as well, showing resilience despite a minor miscue in the end zone, proving that even when errors happen, the team's momentum and confidence are not easily shaken. A.J. Brown also found his moments to make an impact, demonstrating the balanced attack that makes this offense so unpredictable and dangerous. The strategic distribution of the ball kept the Raiders guessing, forcing their defense to account for multiple threats and creating opportunities for explosive plays across the field. Turning to the defensive side, the Eagles were nothing short of dominant. The defensive line brought relentless pressure, making life uncomfortable for the opposing quarterbacks and disrupting the Raiders' rhythm. Brandon Graham's veteran presence was on full display as he made critical plays, using experience and intelligence to anticipate and counter the offense's moves. Alongside him, Jordan Davis and Nolan Smith added a layer of intensity, creating a front that was both aggressive and disciplined. The linebackers, including Zach Bond and Nakobe Dean, complemented the line by maintaining coverage responsibilities while still generating opportunities to impact the game. It was a unit where each piece worked seamlessly with the others, creating a force that was physical, fast, and smart. The secondary also contributed significantly, with Marcus Epps and Sidney Brown providing stability and consistency. Adoree Jackson's improvement was noticeable as he showcased his ability to adapt, make critical reads, and maintain reliability in coverage. Depth players were also crucial, stepping up to provide support and ensuring the unit remained effective even when starters rotated out. The combination of experience, talent, and tactical execution allowed the defense to control the pace of the game, prevent big plays, and maintain dominance even when the game was already well in hand. Special teams, though often overlooked, played their part by maintaining field position and providing reliable execution. Punts, returns, and coverage all contributed to keeping the opposition in check and creating advantageous situations for the offense. The coordination across all phases of the game illustrated the preparation and discipline instilled by the coaching staff. highlighting that success comes not just from stars, but from the collective performance of every player on the roster. What makes this victory so remarkable is how complete the performance was. The Eagles didn't just win, they commanded the game. They showed versatility, adaptability, and resilience, all while maintaining control over both sides of the ball. Hurts' leadership was central to this performance, but it was clear that every player understood the game plan, embraced their responsibilities, and executed at a championship level. The chemistry, timing, and confidence displayed suggest that the team is peaking at the right moment, building momentum as the season progresses. The ability to maintain focus despite the scoreline is another testament to the team's mindset. Even with the game clearly in hand, players continued to play aggressively, smartly, and cohesively. Coaches managed the situation perfectly, allowing bench players to gain valuable experience while ensuring starters remained fresh and injury-free. This balance between competitiveness and strategic management is crucial as the Eagles look toward the remainder of the season and the playoffs. Overall, the performance against the Raiders was not just a statement, it was a showcase of the Eagles' growth, preparation, and championship-caliber talent. The offense executed with balance, the defense dominated with intensity, and every unit contributed to a result that sent a clear message to the rest of the league. The combination of talent, preparation, and mindset on display suggests a team ready to contend at the highest level, a group that can rise to challenges, and a squad that is starting to embody what it means to be a true championship contender. As the Eagles move forward, it's impossible not to marvel at the evolution of this team over the past couple of seasons. What we saw against the Raiders was not just a dominant victory. It was a reflection of a squad that has learned to blend raw talent with strategy, resilience, and consistency. Every player seems to understand their role in the bigger picture, and that understanding translates into an on-field chemistry that is rare to witness. Jalen Hurts continues to be the linchpin of this system, but his leadership isn't limited to throwing passes or making plays. He sets the tone in every practice, in every locker room conversation, and on game day, and that presence elevates the performance of those around him. You can see it in the offensive line, who play with confidence knowing their quarterback trusts them. You can see it in the running backs, who hit holes decisively because Hurts and the coaching staff have created an environment where timing and trust are everything. You can see it in the receivers, who run routes with purpose, understanding that the quarterback's vision will give them a chance to make plays. The offensive philosophy this season has become more sophisticated. Kevin Patullo's play calling has evolved into a system that maximizes strengths without forcing errors. Against the Raiders, patience was key. The Eagles didn't rush drives unnecessarily. They didn't gamble on high-risk passes when simpler options were available, and they trusted their preparation. That balance between calculated aggression and smart game management is something you only see from teams that are truly championship-ready. The running game, once inconsistent, has found a rhythm that complements the passing attack perfectly. Barkley's ability to break tackles and accelerate through the line of scrimmage keeps defenses honest, while Tank Bigsby's efficient and physical running ensures the team can maintain tempo without overworking its star back. Hurts' ability to read the field is increasingly impressive. He identifies mismatches, adjusts on the fly, and makes decisions that consistently put the offense in a position to succeed. Against the Raiders, his accuracy and timing were near flawless. He distributed the ball to all of his weapons, ensuring that no single player shouldered the burden of production alone. Devonta Smith continued to prove why he is a top-tier receiver, creating separation and converting opportunities into meaningful gains. A.J. Brown showed flashes of brilliance, reminding everyone that when he gets the ball in space, the potential for explosive plays is unlimited. Even Dallas Goedert, after a minor drop, demonstrated resilience by continuing to make critical contributions in the red zone and keeping the defense honest. It's that balance across skill positions that makes this offense versatile, dangerous, and difficult to defend. Meanwhile, the offensive line's performance cannot be overstated. Jordan Mailata has become a cornerstone of stability and strength, consistently neutralizing defenders and providing Hurts with the time he needs to survey the field. Cam Jurgens' presence adds depth and reliability, while Fred Johnson handled his matchups with precision and power. The cohesiveness of the line allows the quarterback to operate with confidence and allows the running backs to exploit gaps that appear almost effortless. It's the kind of performance that gives a team not just efficiency, but dominance. And in football, dominance is contagious. When the line controls the tempo, the quarterback executes with freedom. And the running backs gain momentum, the entire team thrives. On defense, the Eagles' dominance was equally apparent. The defensive line set the tone from the first snap, controlling gaps, pressuring the quarterback, and shutting down any attempt at rhythm from the Raiders' offense. Brandon Graham, even at this stage of his career, continues to be a disruptive force, proving that experience combined with technique can level the playing field against younger, faster opponents. Nolan Smith and Jordan Davis brought relentless energy, collapsing pockets and forcing hurried throws. The linebackers, particularly Nakobe Dean and Zach Bond, were crucial in both pass coverage and run containment, providing balance and allowing the defensive front to focus on creating chaos. The secondary deserves as much recognition as the front seven. Marcus Epps and Sidney Brown have become pillars of reliability, consistently making sound decisions and staying in position to prevent explosive plays. Adoree Jackson's resurgence has been notable. He has transformed from a player who struggled early into someone the team can trust in critical situations. The depth in the secondary, with players like Adoree Jackson stepping up, ensures that the Eagles are prepared for multiple offensive threats without losing stability. That kind of depth and adaptability is what separates good defenses from great ones, and right now, this unit is operating at the level of greatness. Special teams, too, have been quietly impactful. While they may not produce highlight reel moments each week, their consistency in field position, returns, and coverage plays a critical role in the team's overall success. It's these subtle but vital contributions that maintain the team's competitive edge and allow the offense and defense to operate with confidence. One of the most remarkable aspects of the Raiders' game was the way the Eagles maintained focus. Despite the lopsided score, even with a lead that could have encouraged complacency, the team played with intensity, discipline, and awareness. Starters were rotated appropriately, backups received valuable reps, and the tempo of the game remained controlled. This balance between competitiveness and strategic management is essential as the season progresses, particularly with playoff positioning in mind. The Eagles demonstrated that they can dominate without losing composure, which is a hallmark of championship teams. Hurts' leadership continues to shine as the driving force behind this team's cohesion. He sets the tone with his poise, his decision-making, and his ability to elevate those around him. The chemistry between Hurts and his teammates is palpable, and invisible thread connecting the offense from line to receiver. That connection ensures that even under pressure, the team operates as a unified force. Every read, every throw, every adjustment shows a quarterback in sync with his system and his players. And that kind of alignment is critical when facing elite competition in the postseason. FlyEaglesFly News family, smash subscribe and hit like. Your support keeps the freshest Philadelphia Eagles updates flying in. Drop your take in the comments and let's talk birds. The NFL world is buzzing with whispers that have now exploded into a full-blown shockwave. The Philadelphia Eagles and the Cincinnati Bengals have reportedly agreed to a trade that could shake the league to its core. Sources close to both organizations suggest that the deal, still unconfirmed officially, involves high-profile talent, and fans are already speculating about the seismic shift this could cause in the NFC and AFC alike. Philly, long known for bold maneuvers, seems to be making yet another statement, signaling that the Eagles are not afraid to take risks in pursuit of championship glory. Insiders hint that the trade could alter the dynamic of the Eagles' roster dramatically. Analysts are already debating how the incoming talent might fit into the team's offensive and defensive schemes. While the Bengals appear poised to reshape their strategy in response, the murmurs began quietly, but have now erupted across social media, with fans from both cities flooding forums, sports shows, and Twitter threads with theories, reactions, and in some cases, disbelief. What makes this potential deal even more tantalizing is the timing. The NFL landscape is evolving rapidly, and a move of this magnitude could reverberate far beyond Philadelphia and Cincinnati. Rival teams are undoubtedly watching closely, calculating how this shakeup might affect their playoff chances and off-season strategies. Some pundits are suggesting this is more than just a player exchange. It could be a signal that the Eagles are gearing up for a full-scale offensive and defensive overhaul, while the Bengals may be positioning themselves for long-term flexibility and cap management. As always, in these high-stakes scenarios, uncertainty fuels excitement. Will the players thrive in a new environment, or will the pressure of expectations overwhelm them? How will coaches adjust their game plans, and what does this mean for fans already dreaming of postseason glory? One thing is certain, the chatter isn't slowing down, the rumor mill is running at full speed. And the anticipation is palpable for now. The league holds its breath as two of its most storied franchises potentially execute a move that could define the coming seasons. Philly has made a statement, Cincinnati is responding, and the rest of the NFL is watching, waiting, and wondering, is this the beginning of a new era? That's a wrap from FlyEaglesFly News. If you want the fastest Eagles updates, subscribe, drop a like, and turn on the bell. Sound off in the comments, let's talk birds.